What is up, everyone? I'm now trying to share my screen. Oh, there it goes, finally. What's up, everyone? Market's about to close. Let me see. Let me know if you guys can hear my microphone because I was trying to hook it up earlier. I think I was having issues with it again. But we have about 10 minutes before market closes, and then they are going to report. So we're going to see a reaction on Webull. It's probably going to once they report it, it's gonna well, depending on what they report, it's gonna go into a certain direction, and then the earnings call begins at 5 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to live stream the call because that's gonna be a whole hour of wait time. But pretty much the whole reaction should happen a little bit after 4 o'clock after the market closes. But yeah, what's up? How you guys doing? It's a big day, definitely for Weeble. We've been waiting for this one for a while now. I got my water ready. We did get a pretty good pump because of yesterday's Nvidia earnings. Weeble started going up after hours, as we can see here. And then pretty much after that, we started selling off. A lot of the market sold off a ton today. Weeble held up pretty well until towards the end. It kind of gave up all of its gains. Let me see. We're up only like pretty much just that 1%. Yeah, a lot of people are nervous about, this. So my hedge currently is that I did not go in extremely, my entire account or however a lot of people do. I went in a portion maybe about a month or so ago, and I was waiting to add a ton to my position until we see confirmation when we see confirmation. This is the 4-hour time frame. Excuse me. I was waiting for the 4-hour time frame to be broken, and then I wanted to see a pullback to the low. And if we were to hold that, re-break the 4-hour, that's when I would add a ton to my position. That did not happen, so I ended up not, adding a ton. So my hedge is that I have buying power. So I'm waiting to see what happens, and pretty much I'm waiting to digest the news to see if it's bad or if it's good. I do have some skin in the game, so if we pop off, I'll definitely be making some money. So I'm not going to miss out, but either way, I'm pretty much ready for this. Man, some of you are really heavy into this. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys getting on, and I know we've been waiting for this, so we've pretty much been building up the excitement. I really hope to catch like a really good reaction because I know sometimes during earnings they report it and it just doesn't do much. I know Snapchat like last week or when was it had a really good 25% up, but Snapchat has been declining for a while now, and it already pretty much gave up almost all of its it already gave up its gains, as we can see here. This was the pop off that we had after earnings, and then, this was that first one. We sold off, kinda recovered some, and now we slowly started selling back off. So I hope that doesn't happen, but Webull is definitely more I think a lot better stock than Snapchat. Yeah, a lot of stuff is dropping right now, including crypto. So the thing is, if we get a 25% pop off, which would be a lot, that would only put us in about the 10 and a half dollar range. So I don't necessarily think we're going to pop off to 15, $16. That would kind of be unrealistic in my opinion, especially with the whole market sentiment right now, how cryptos and a lot of stocks are selling off. Look at Robinhood. We're down 10.5% on the day. That's insane. Let me see that real quick. Yeah, look at these drops, and this is the 4-hour time frame, by the way. This is a big time frame, and look at this candle. If they have good earnings, it will go up 5%, then drop off again. Yes, anything is possible, but if they have good earnings, so a lot of people are actually expecting Webull to have bad earnings, and that's why we've been selling off in the coming weeks. I know the market's been selling off too, but Webull was selling off way before the entire market started selling off. So I think it's kind of priced in to have bad earnings. So if we have bad earnings, yes, we might wick a bit lower, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be devastating. But if we have anything a lot better than expected, that's when we can see huge pumps. Like if we take a look at Snapchat, when everybody expects Snapchat to do bad, and then when it came out, it still did bad. It just didn't do as bad as people thought, and it went up 25%. Yeah, it's sold off now because everything is selling off, and plus Snapchat, in my opinion. I know some of you might be invested into it, but in my opinion, Snapchat is just not a good stock. What time is it? We got 5 minutes till market close, and then they should start reporting it. Also, I don't necessarily know exactly, so they don't post the numbers right away. I kind of sit there and update the screen, but for me, the numbers don't necessarily come up as quick. If any of you guys get the numbers quick, what the earnings was, then you guys can post that in the chat. That'd be great. I mean, yeah, a lot of you are nervous. I'm excited. I prepped for this. I put myself in a position where if we do have a devastating loss, it's not gonna do anything to me because, like I said, I'm still waiting for that, confirmation so I can start uptrending, and then I will add seriously to my position. But if we have a huge wick up, then at least I'll be making money on the position I have. And with the following days after that, if we start showing more confidence, I will start adding into my position as we start going up, if that happens. Also, a lot of analysts are saying that December is like a very big month. And also, we have, since the year is ending, a lot of people are selling off their stocks in a loss who made profits so that they don't have to pay as much tax. So, there's a lot of things going on. I've seen this happen before where we sell off towards the end of the year. And then sometimes in December, we start recovering. Sometimes in January, we have huge recoveries. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long, but I'm just excited to see what this does today. If we zoom out on the 4-hour time frame, we are not like seriously oversold. We're kind of oversold on the 4-hour. Look how we sold off right here, kind of held a little bit, sold off a lot more, and now we're creating these higher lows. If we pretty much stop here and go higher, that would mean that we're starting the uptrend. But like I was saying earlier, technicals don't necessarily matter as much because what's going to matter is what they report. Yes, I do agree. Somebody is saying that Weeble's down 50% 3 months. We already had our sell off. So that is kind of true. It's been slightly priced in, that we're going to have bad earnings. So if we have bad earnings, like I said, we might pull down a bit, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be devastating. I hope not, at least. Earnings, if you've never traded earnings before, sometimes it's better to just watch, because it could be very volatile. We can have a massive wick down, but then we can easily recover that and go higher. So this isn't going to be normal volatility. It could go up a lot, sell off, and it can keep doing that multiple times. So definitely position sizing is everything. Don't go in as heavy as you normally would into a stock. What's up, everyone? We've got a decent amount of people on here today. If you guys can drop a like, that would be amazing. But we should be reporting here in like 2 more minutes. Let me see. It says that the current expectation on earnings per share is 2 cents. So hopefully if we can beat that, we'll probably see a pop off. But then the revenues and all the rest of the numbers are going to come in. Um, Hopefully those are good too. I can set my resistance right here on the day. That was pre-market last night when we pushed up higher, and then that's my low right here on the day. Go on the 30-minute, might be easier to see. That's the lowest point. That's our highest point is 894, and our lowest point is 818. One more minute. One more minute. Let's see. Webull, or I mean, not Webull, Hood closed at 106. Did we close already? Yep, 4 o'clock. Hood closed 106. We got Solana coin at 133. Bitcoin's at 86,000 on the 5 minute. So that's our current support right now. But like I said, support is not really going to matter. I don't think so because it really will depend on what they report. And we can have wicks in either direction. I'm going to try to update it to see if I can see what they post, but I know it's not instant. I'm not exactly sure how people update it so fast to where they can see the numbers. Um, I want to read the earnings, but the numbers aren't posting as fast for me for some reason. They don't update as fast. I'm not sure if you guys can get that information, that would be great. And sometimes it takes like a few minutes. Sometimes it could be all the way up until like 4:05 until they post. So we might have to wait here a little bit because as you can see, we're not even getting a reaction yet. So let's go to this 5 minute time frame. Basically just bouncing between 840. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Let's go over to the 30 minute. We just hit 860. I mean, the goal here is to break through that high that we had 894 and then the 903 that I've been talking about in the previous videos because then that would indicate an uptrend pattern. But this doesn't mean anything. This could be excitement as of right now. And on top of that, we traded higher pre-market hours. So what are we up? 2%, 3%. What if this just goes to $100 a share right now? How much people are going to sell out? Yeah, that's a bit unlikely. Let's see. We're getting a small reaction, 3% so far, 3.5, almost 4% up. That's pretty decent amount, but I don't think that's the main reaction yet. We are kind of pushing again. But if the excitement and confidence is there, we should theoretically break through the 894 and then through the 903. That would be amazing. We got that moving average as the resistance right now on the 30 minute. See if it can break through that. What's our current price? 869, almost 870. 133% beat on earnings per share, somebody said. 5 cents beat. That seems like a good bit. We should be getting a bigger reaction than this. It could be because of the whole market sentiment also, is pushing lower. It's trying, but the whole market is kind of against it. We'll see how this goes. I kind of want to listen on the earnings call as well, but that's about an hour from now. I don't know if I want to just sit here and watch this for a whole hour. But I know during the call, a lot of times some more volatility can kick in, and we'll see right now if we can. So we're on the 5 minute, switch back to 30. Yeah, we got that moving average as a resistance right here, right now. Well, the good news is we did beat because we could have had bad earnings. Like the good news is we actually beat that. So the sentiment is slowly going to be changing. Next time the market starts reversing, we could start seeing this pump as well because earnings was better than anticipated. What would your Webull predictions be in 2026? Maybe. Predictions are hard. It really just depends. I know I made that video previously till 20, but that's very possible, and a lot of times we could even get to 20 in 2026, but then pull down and close the year like, 16, $17 a share. Anything's possible, it'll really just depend, but also there's just so much stuff against it right now. The entire market, how everything's selling off, cryptos, Webull wasn't doing so good previously. There was just so much things against it, and we're finally starting to see, it beating expectations. I want to go ahead and look into the revenues as well. I want to see if they beat revenues, if that's like the stock is improving and it keeps going up. Those are all good things. And then we can start watching the graphs to see confirmation and I'll start adding to the position. I think that's what a lot of investors are waiting on. They're waiting for more information. They're waiting on confirmation on the patterns as well. Somebody saying, put the numbers on the screen. You mean of the stock? Well, right here, it's closed already after hours, so it's showing it live right here, but it's kinda small. I'm not sure if I can enhance that, but Earnings Hub says minus 38% on revenue. The revenue is negative or minus 38% less than expected. Looks like we're selling off here a bit. I do kinda wanna listen into that earnings call at 5 o'clock. I believe that's going to be, and we're going back up now. We are currently at 8:45, 8:50, kinda just hovering around this area. I turned the earnings report off because it wasn't updating for me. So I'm just capturing the reaction here. If you guys want the earnings report, you can pull it up on your screen and see it for yourselves. But I'm mainly trying to trade this reaction. So it's kind of just hovering around this area at 840 right now. We pulled up all the way up to this moving average, which was 870. And we haven't broken below that low that we had today, which is a good sign. Also, the earnings call could really affect us depending on what moving forward, what their numbers are going to be, and what happens then. But as of right now, we are kind of going towards the lower side. So we'll see where this goes here. It's our 5 minute. I want to see if we break the 818 support. Not much of a reaction. We're only up 0.5% right now, and we're at 830. So not anything too crazy. Pretty much at the same price we were. I will look into all the numbers, everything they post later today, and then I might make a video about it, what they posted and going forward. This is our 4-hour time frame. As you can see, we are kind of creating higher lows here, which is a good sign, but we kind of don't want to break below that 818 and then go lower. If we can hover around here and start pushing up, we can start, getting a reversal, especially that we have the numbers are in now. We kind of just also want to hear what's going on the phone call at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're going back up and we're at 850 right now. Total revenues increased 55% year over year to 159.6 mil. That's doesn't sound too bad. Sounds pretty good actually, to me at least. So let's take a look. Our current resistance is the EMA line. Really, it's kind of trying, but it's staying around this price at 844. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Every time, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, every time we sold off, we started building this little area, and then we retest, and then we sell off again. We're now building again. If we retest and start breaking through this, then we can have another leg up all the way up to this area, closer to the 9, almost $10 range, and we test this. So that's what I kind of want to see, that if we can break through this high here and start pushing up, then we can start, adding to more heavier into our position with upcoming weeks and everything else. So on the 5 minute, there's just not much happening right now. We're only up 2% about after hours at 840. So not much going on. Maybe a lot of people are waiting for that earnings call. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the daily Webull updates. It makes it easier for me because I've been trading this stock, day trading. I have a long position on it as well. So it makes it easier, but I recently haven't been day trading it because the volume has been dying off on it. It's a little bit harder to day trade something that is not, moving up 3, 4% on the day, because I've been trading more of Tesla stock and Robinhood. So, but I do have my long position here. And if the volatility starts increasing, I'll start day trading on here again. But it's just been a little bit harder because of that volume. Yes, I'm currently, so I have multiple stocks that I'm long on. I have this stock right here, Main. I use that as a dividend stock. I've been investing into this for about 4 years now. It's a pretty good dividend stock. They've been increasing their dividend, every twice a year about, and then they pay out bonuses and stuff like that. So I do like that one. And then I have my regular Vanguard VTI. Where's that one at? But I have some positions in there because that's, to me, it's a lot more safer. And then my other stocks I have that are long, I have some on hood a little bit, not anything too crazy. I do want to add more on the dip if we cross below 100. Like if we're going to be somewhere in the 90s, I might buy some more of that, but I kind of don't want to buy, at this price range, because a lot of hedge funds and institutions are invested into Webull. I think they own like 90% of it. I mean, excuse me, not Webull, Robinhood. So, like, they have big money. If they decide to sell out, that could really drop. And that's a lot of the volatility we've been seeing on it. I think only like 10% of actual people that own Robinhood stock, compared to Webull. 50% of institutions only own it. It's not nowhere near the 90%. Yeah, 100% agree with this comment. The market, I don't think it'll do much. 100% agree because even though we could get good numbers, we can have a temporary wick up. That's what I was saying in the previous video, but then we can gradually sell back off because the market is doing so bad. Because a lot of these stocks are good quality stocks. They produce good revenues, they have good numbers, but they're selling off. That means even if Webull does good, it'll probably sell off because of the market. And I know a lot of stuff has been priced into it, but still, like, there's just so much bad news coming out on all the headlines right now. So if we start seeing some good news come out and the market starts rallying, we could see Webull start really recovering a lot if the numbers are good. I'm going to look into it a bit more later, but also I want to hear what they sell I mean, what they say on the earnings call, because that's gonna be a big thing for sure. Well, I was hoping to get a bigger reaction on this stock so we can, trade it. Um, that's what I was trying to do is capture a good reaction. OMG, if you're so worried about the report, you can look it up. Don't you have a computer? I'm not worried about the report. I'll look at the numbers later. I'm trying to capture this reaction, try to trade it. But if you're so desperate for that report, just go look at it. I'll look into it later and I'll make a video about it later. I'm trying to get a reaction here. What are we at right now? 840, closer to just trading around this area. We did push up closer to 870. Got rejected by the moving average on the 30-minute time frame, and now we're kind of trading below that 30-minute EMA. Nice longs you have. I plan to buy Shiv and Dojo and to buy some Oscar Health, PayPal. Yeah, I think Webull is definitely good at $8. Like a lot of people have been calling for $8 for a long time, and we're here now. And the revenues, and as long as everything keeps growing, the price should theoretically keep growing. And if it's not, then eventually the revenues will get high enough where price has to catch up. And that's when we'll see a huge spike in Webull. As long as we monitor the numbers every quarter and make sure everything's going good as it has been. And then if you read all the headlines, all the adoption that all the partnerships, I mean, that Webull is signing with everybody. It almost seems like every single day they have a new partnership somewhere. So I think all this will kick in, especially once crypto starts recovering, once other stocks like this start recovering. I definitely think we'll start seeing some more pump. I was really hoping for a bigger reaction than 1%, but looks like we're not getting it. I do like to invest more of like heavier money into VTI. This is what I was talking about, Vanguard. Especially, definitely, we pulled a lot down recently, but this has been like a really good one for me for a very long time. Um, and we with this recent candle, I definitely want to load up some more on it. The Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Um, I used to have Pepsi stock, but because of the recent a lot of people demanding healthier food, and there's just been a lot of headwinds against Pepsi. whenever we pumped again, and it was paying me dividends and stuff like that, but I sold out of it because I didn't see no growth for a while, at least until all that stuff has been resolved. And I'm kind of glad I did because we really haven't been showing much growth on Pepsi. And then I did have Snapchat at one point that I cut losses after a little bit on it. Um, but I don't hold Snapchat anymore. Also, what I do is I have 2 accounts. I have a day trade account that I day trade with every single day. I do not hold overnight with it. I mainly just use that just for day trading, and I will take profits out of there and put them into long positions, kind of like Webull and some into Robinhood and some into other stocks like that. And like the dividend stocks, I just reinvest that dividend. So I've been doing that for a long time now. And my trading account, I don't grow it anymore. I just that's what I do on a daily basis. I just trade that and funnel the money elsewhere. But we are not getting a very good reaction on the Webull stock. We are at this price at just 830 right now, 833, 35. Um, Not much. We did not break through this support, which is good sign to me. The 818 support on the day. This could be a higher low, as we can see here. This is the past 3 days. Our lowest point was 791. Then we came up here. And now, if this could be another low, if we start recovering, that would be amazing. But that's kind of what I was hoping is so that we can break through this resistance here at 994 and then the resistance at 903. That would be ideal for me to start, thinking that, okay, we're finally starting to go up. We would break through the 4-hour EMA. When we pushed to 870, we kind of wicked pretty close to it, but I kind of hope during the call that they say a lot of good stuff and maybe we can start pumping back and pick a direction finally. Do you guys want to listen in on the call? I know that's a while from now. That's going to be at 5 o'clock, but I don't know if I want to stream all the way till 5 o'clock because I know your guys' time is valuable as well. I don't know if I want to just sit here and wait, especially if we're not getting a big reaction right now. But yeah, I think it is having a bit of a tough time because of the entire market and cryptos and everything. So it's definitely having a bit tougher. Wait, hold on. What's going on? We are at our support here almost. Looks like we're breaking below. We are 811. Volume is this could still be a higher low if we don't go below 802, but we are now really close to it. We are currently at 806. Here we go. 805, 804. If we don't go below the 802, this could still be a higher low if we reverse, but if we break below, then that pattern would be broken. And looks like we just went below to 796. So I've been trading for 8.5, almost 9 years now. I think mid January is going to be 9 years since I've started. Um, it's definitely been a while. And the first, I think it was 2.5, almost 3 years. I was losing money every single day on it, but I wouldn't give up. And the next year after that, I spent of recovering my losses and building the year after that, building my account, and now I just have my account to the point where I can see. I keep it at a flat number, and I just withdraw profits and funnel them into like different stocks that I see have growth potential. We are starting to sell off here. We're 792. Was it 792? Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. 791 is our lowest point we've ever been, and we just hit 792. But also, this is why I have not added to my position because until I see upward momentum, until I see it breaking through the 4 hour EMA, I will not be adding to my long position because who knows how long this could be selling off for. It's a little bit harder to predict when stocks create new lows like this. But I do see a lot of potential in this one because, it's been growing year over year. The revenues, everything seems really good, especially with the analysts predicting what price it should be at. Seems like we definitely should be going up, but we've been selling off. So looks like we're kind of a lot of volume right now. We're definitely starting to go back up. Let's go to the 5 minute time frame. We had this huge candle all the way down to 792, and now we're back up to 816. Could you teach me? You'll have to message me. I don't know necessarily. I could probably. Um, you'll have to message me somehow or comment somewhere in the other video so I can maybe get in contact with you or something. But it's not an easy process for sure. But there's just three things to it. There's good price entry where you want to enter, and you have to make sure you always enter in a price that's oversold on the day, or if you're shorting the market, needs to be overbought on the day. Then you need to wait for confirmation. I'm just quickly explaining where it breaks above EMA, holds, goes down and retests the low, doesn't go quite as low and re-breaks it again. That's confirmation to me. I will add to that position. And then once we ride up a bit more, usually it depends on what resistances we have. I will sell half my position and let the other half just ride all the way up. And I usually set a stop loss. My original position, I set a stop loss at 1.5% so I don't lose more. And then after that, if I end up losing, I'll lose 1.5%. But if I end up going in my direction, I can remove some shares profit and then let the other one run all the way, or depending, because sometimes it could really, you can get a runner where it runs a lot. So depending on the volume, but yeah, there's more to it. It's just trading is so hard to explain real quick. But yeah, Ruslan, if you message me in one of my other videos later, so I can maybe somehow get in contact, I can see if what I can do. You said you've been losing money since COVID. Day trading is just, if you're day trading, you got to be day trading. You don't want to carry that position because I know a lot of you are good at reading the patterns and everything. A lot of you can have, win rates 8 out of 10 times, but then you will get locked in a trade because you don't have risk management, stop loss, or anything like that. And when you lose all that profit. So the problem in most people is they're not bad at reading graphs. A lot of people are surprisingly are really really good at understanding everything, but their risk management is not there. And because of that, you can have weeks of you profiting and then you can wipe all that out in one go if you don't have the risk management in place. So I think definitely more people should be learning how to risk manage everything before they even read patterns because um I don't know. That's like, to me, risk management is one of the bigger things. But yeah, so I don't options trade. I just trade buying and selling, and I short stocks on here. But I don't necessarily do options trading. I know what it is and everything. It's just this has been working for me for a long time, so I just stick with it. Uh, I know it could be, options trading is a bit different too, and it's not like a whole nother skill that I fully want to learn. I know you can make a lot of money with it, but risk management applies everywhere, So if you're, for instance, if you're buying in and you predict trades really, really well and you're stacking all that profit for weeks, and then you buy in and it breaks below and you don't have a stop loss, what you're thinking is I can add to my position, bring my average down, and go up a little bit, make my money back. But if we continue to go lower, you're basically just adding into your losing position. The lower it goes, you're thinking you're bringing your average down, but you're just adding into a losing position until you get to the point where you think, I just want to break even and I'll be happy if I break even. So when we finally reverse, you come back out to even, we're finally showing signs of uptrend. You're just happy to get out at even. So you pretty much restrict yourself from going up by selling out, and you pretty much increase your chances of going down by adding into that position. So that's something I would work on as it's crashing. Do not add into your position. Wait for confirmation. Wait for the stock to stabilize. Wait for it to start breaking above and showing, higher highs. And then after that, you can slowly add into your position and feed it on the way up rather than feeding it on the way down. But then also make sure you have stop losses and risk management, because if you have a stop loss, you know how much you can lose. Once you enter and you're like, okay, I have a stop loss here, you can already pre-calculate. If we hit that price, I will lose this amount. And if you're fine with that, then you won't be as stressed out anymore because you kind of already know what loss um, you're gonna have. But also, another thing is because when you're trading, you're trying to find the best patterns in everything. And a lot of times I'll block out because I know you can have your price and balance on there. I block it out on purpose. Like I went to my settings and I turn off my balance. And I know a lot of traders do this too, because that's how I learned it. But when you don't see your balance, you're only focused on the pattern. That way, your balance has nothing to do with the pattern. If it starts showing higher highs and you see your balance it's growing, you want to take your profit, but really we're just now starting the uptrend. So balance has nothing to do with what the market is doing because everybody trades with different amounts, everybody trades different positions. Yeah, I kind of agree. It's pretty crazy that we're just staying in this one area here. We pretty much are at 820, 825. We've been streaming for 30 minutes now, and we had this wick up all the way to 869, but then we sold all the way off to not 792. We held 1 penny above this here. This is our lowest point, 791, and we kind of tested that zone. It is a bit annoying that we're kind of just staying in this one area, but if we take a look, Bitcoin, cryptos, everything's just kind of staying in one area. Robinhood stock just closed at 106 and is just in that area. So I think this is just doing what the market is doing at this point. It's maybe the numbers are good and stuff, but it's just waiting for the whole market. Well, earnings call hasn't happened yet. Yeah, it didn't happen yet. It's supposed to be at 5 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to stream for another 30 minutes. I will listen to it later tonight, and I don't know if I'm going to listen to it live. I'll just listen to it later, and then I can probably see what they say on there. But as of right now, people are anticipating for that call to see if they say anything bad or if they say anything good, and then maybe we can pop off then. Maybe people are just being cautious, but we're not getting a reaction that we wanted for sure. We are at 820 right now, just kind of hovering around this area. We broke through our support right here and we created a lower low, which is this is not a good sign as of right now, but also none of the technicals matter right now because what matters are the numbers and what they say during the earnings call. So I wouldn't touch Webull with a 10-foot stick. I mean, yeah, the data is not 100% there to be fully heavily investing into this. I bought a position I'm willing to hold it for the long term. I don't really care. I can hold that position for as long as I want to. But as of right now, if the revenues and the numbers are improving, the price should technically catch up to that. If we keep increasing every quarter, revenues, everything getting higher, earnings per share, everything keeps growing and getting higher and better, and the number stays the same, there theoretically should be a slingshot effect where we catch up to that because who wouldn't want to invest into a company that's price is exactly the same, but it's offering more and more profit? That wouldn't make sense. We definitely should see a pump soon. It depends, like, next earnings, if we keep growing year over year like the way we have been, the price should start catching up to that. I just believe we don't have enough data because when did the stock launch? It was May, I believe, of this year. So we technically have about half a year of data right now, and that's definitely not a lot for the stock to be on the market. Yes, I kind of agree with the 10. Until it hits 10, it's not going anywhere. That is kind of true. We need to break through the 903. This is our resistance from the previous day, and then we would break 903 right here. This is from that one day where we sold off. We pulled all the way up to 903. That's where we lost our confidence and decided to go lower. If we can break through that 903 area, that means confidence is a lot stronger than it was before. And then a lot of traders are going to start jumping in so that we can retest this area, the $10 range. But if we break the $10 range, then we can really start pushing all the way up to the moving average. So we would probably, if we can break through $10, we would have another really big candle. Looks like we are starting to go back up a little bit, but nothing major. Just seems like another regular trading day. So, but I'm probably going to cut the live stream here. I was hoping to get a bigger reaction, but since we are not getting it, um, I don't want to sit here for another 24 minutes until the earnings call, especially if we're not doing too much. Just not, we're kind of slowly recovering now, but if during the earnings call, if they say a lot of good things and we break through this moving average, which would be the high that we had just right at market close, the 869. If we can break through that, then that's when confidence will get a lot stronger, and then we'll probably test this resistance. And if we break that first resistance, we'll probably break this one. I don't think it's going to break this and then just reverse. If we break this one, we're probably going to go straight through that one. We're not straight through it, but we'll test it, but probably break through it. So hopefully we get some good stuff and everything they're rolling out. Hopefully they say it in earnings, and we see some pop off. But I appreciate all of you guys watching. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because I will update this stock. I will update where confirmation is. I will update when I'm adding to it. And I'll be following this along, and you guys can do that too. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys. I appreciate you all.